Hello, squatters. Welcome back to another episode of the Squatter Camp podcast. Some of these issues, when we try to actually shed a light to people who might maybe not really be aware of what is happening in the real world. The real world is when you have been unemployed. You know how it feels to go to bed without anything in your stomach. The real world is when you're watching your kids having nothing to eat, being taken out of school because they never paid school fees, all the expenses, maybe you're failing to pay your bond or something. That's the real world. Whatever that you do as an adult, if you are employed, if you are lucky, unlike some of us, then you are employed, then you've got something that you can hold on to as a salary. The best thing that you can do is to take care of that job. A month ago, I shot an episode of EMPD, Ekurhuleni Metro Police Department officers who organized an illegal strike. They embarked on that illegal strike and they wanted a raise to salaries. They said they don't want overtime. They want raise to overtime to their salaries. And now, as far as I'm concerned, I might be wrong, but there's no Metro Police who's earning under 20K a month. In my own knowledge, these guys, they are earning 20K or even more, some of them, way more, by the way. So in South Africa, we've got 70% of people who are earning less than 8,000 rand a month. So if you're earning 20K, you are actually taking home a salary of two average South Africans, plus half, 50% of their income. So is it not a privilege? I believe that some people have never been out there in the cold. They've never been unemployed. They've never really faced the realities of this life, the harsh realities of trying to make ends meet, and they don't actually meet. So it is so sad, because now the municipality is actually planning to dismiss the officers. You can refer to my episode a month ago that I shot, and you'll get a sense of what I actually meant. By the way, that just to refresh our minds, here's the video.
Ekurhuleni Metropolis caused heavy traffic on the N3, Johannesburg bound, N17 Carnival City towards Johannesburg, and N12 between Davidton and Benoni. The march was a wake-up call to the city after it allegedly ignored the officers' memorandum that was delivered last month.
There are a number of issues that have raised with the department, ranging from issues of overtime, working conditions, deployment, and all of that. The department did attempt, as we have indicated, to give response in that regard, but it does appear that the officers were not necessarily happy with the response, and as a result they then embarked into this unfortunate activity today.
The officers say they used branded cars to put emphasis on their plight. The protest has also been regarded as unprotected because it occurred without the city's approval. The city said despite this, they would respond soon.
So these officers, they just woke up in the morning, they resumed for their duties, they conducted the handing over everything and took over the state vehicles and everything, municipal vehicles, and branded and all of that. Then they decided to drive to cause a heavy traffic on that particular day. I remember very well, you couldn't pass through to OR Tambo they targeted the main highways that they know that there's a high volume of traffic. They caused chaos. People lost incomes, people lost businesses on that particular day because of officers who decided to act in an unreasonable way of just deciding to go on a strike. Let me tell you something. Whether you are a government employee or a municipal employee or a private sector employee, you cannot just wake up in the morning and decide to go to a strike. And I've advised so many people that I've seen it with my eyes that a strike doesn't really resolve issues. I will tell you about the unions. The unions, they will be there, they will push you towards the strike, and when you get dismissed, they employ new employees. They go to the same new employees and recruit them so that they become union members, and you benefit nothing. As we continue to watch, the municipality tried to plea with these officers to say, let's find an amicable solution to this problem. No. They decided to go ahead with the strike. Let's watch this video.
They would respond soon.
We have appealed to the officers that let's agree into a conflict resolution process wherein we engage into a discussion to accord them an opportunity to really expand on their issues so that the mayoral committee collectively is in a position to then provide a feedback after we've comprehended the issue.
The community safety portfolio in the city of Ekurhuleni concede that the protest had an adverse effect on the daily operations of the city.
There is a lot of impact. Greetings to viewers and your good selves, ENC. There is a lot of impact, as the MMC has alluded.
Masuku is urging members to allow the consultation process to kick in so that an amicable solution can be reached.
It is what it is. Now, coming to the reality, if you are employed and you're working for a company or municipality or any other government sector, and now you've got your colleagues and you influence each other, we are going to strike forward, Amanda, comrade, we are going forward, and all of that. Now they have received these letters that the municipality is actually intending to dismiss almost 300, 400 of them. So now the reality kicks in. You need to pay rent. In Joburg, you can't stay for free. Even when you are staying at home, you'll eventually contribute somehow. So if you're no longer working, your mother and your dad can say, no, you are a charity case now, you need to find something. And let me tell you something, by the way. The reality is that the EMPDs are not really educated people. They are not really people who have got a strong academic background, who can find better jobs after exiting their professions as Metropolis. In Metropolis, you only need a matric, you only need a driver's license, and maybe other things, I don't know, but those are the main things. If you can drive a car, if you've got a matric, then they will send you for a 6 months pre-assessment training and all of that, then you're lucky, you got a job. I just fail to actually understand. And now there's a high rate of unemployment in our country. Why would you do that in this kind of crisis? I just fail to understand why. Now let's watch this. That the municipality now is actually intending to fire them recently. Next week, Monday, they have to actually maybe have a better explanation that why did they go on a strike, and as for the fact that the strike was illegal, it's a problem. Let's watch.
Found tools to protest over salary adjustments and better working conditions. Following their illegal strike earlier this year, the officers were served pre-dismissal notices on Monday last week. The South African Municipal Workers Union, SAMWU, has condemned the possible dismissal of over 300, in fact, nearly 400 Ekurhuleni Metro Police officers who embarked on an illegal strike. The union has described the consequence management of the city as, quote-unquote, draconian action and assault on workers' rights. So I'm joined now by SAMWU's regional chairperson, Chris Mavunda. Good morning, good afternoon to you, Chris, and thank you for your time. So you've heard...
It becomes so sad, man, because I've got a feeling that they will lose their job eventually. They will lose their job because let's watch the union side, what exactly they are saying. And you can see that they are actually disowning them. They have confirmed that as the union, they never called for a strike, so the strike was literally illegal, and based on that, that is the actual bone of contention where the municipal HR will stick to that these people went for an illegal strike, and it is what it is. Let's watch what the union says about this whole thing. It's so sad, man. The reality now kicks in that, hey, we got ourselves in this hole. The only way to stop getting deeper into trouble is to stop digging the hole of troubles.
Because it involved the use of police vehicles to blockade a number of key highways. And there was some engagement, I believe, between yourselves and the city, and the employees had until Friday last week to make their submissions as to why they should not be dismissed. Where does the process stand as we start the next week?
Yeah, no, thanks to Lasizwe, and good afternoon to the listener, to the viewers of SABC. Look, it is regrettable that we happen to find ourselves in this kind of a situation as municipal workers together with our members. And however, we are comforted by the fact that both parties or both institutions, in this instance, the city of Ekurhuleni and SAMWU, are seized with the matter in finding an amicable solution to what happened on the 19th of March 2025. It is a regrettable situation, and we are optimistic that an amicable solution through our continued engagements with the city of Ekurhuleni will bear positive results.
So as far as your understanding goes, was the strike by these workers lawful in terms of the provisions of the law, the Labour Relations Act, and other accompanying instruments that govern how a strike is undertaken within essential services? As far as you understand, did these workers embark on lawful strike action?
No, look, Thulasizwe, without downplaying the importance or the seriousness of what happened on the 19th of May, there are two explanations. Remember, one, as SAMWU did not call for the strike as municipal workers, but we can safely say our members were misled by faceless and agent provocateurs for their personal interest and for their selfish interest and opportunistic reasons. So as SAMWU, we have not convened a strike, we have not called for the strike. And when we intervene on our members are saying to us, look, we're in the meeting, we wanted answers from the city of Ekurhuleni. Obviously, the city of Ekurhuleni described that as an illegal strike, but the reality is that there was an activity that happened on the day. As to whether it qualifies to be called a strike, it's a matter that can be discussed.
So I find that quite interesting, what you're saying about your members possibly being misled by people that you are not identifying. So let me just confirm. Do you confirm that most or many, if not most, of those people are members of SAMWU?
Majority of them, remember, we are a majority union in the local government sector nationally. So it goes without saying that even in the city of Ekurhuleni, or the people who participated in this activity of the 19th of March, majority of those are members of SAMWU. And hence, we said we cannot sit back and do nothing. We have to stand up, protect jobs, because what is important for us as municipal workers is that we need to save the jobs of these members who were misled.
There we go. As I've mentioned that, these things of strikes in a workplace, they don't resolve issues. If you're employed and you're not happy with your salary, this is my advice all the time. This is my personal, principle, that if I'm not happy with the salary, I will always either find a side hustle or something to do that will maybe bring some more income. I will never, when I'm employed, force my employer to pay me more. I don't think it's appropriate. I don't know. I'm not talking from a comfort zone that I'm comfortable. Maybe I assess these issues from a distance. Maybe someone will convince me otherwise. But from where I'm sitting now, I feel more like people should learn from this kind of activities, that a collective kind of groupie mob psychology thing that you plan there, and you decide those people are working very nice, comfortable, and they are secure, job security, everything. We know that in South Africa, we work contracts there and there. Most of our, citizens are surviving from a paycheck to paycheck basis. So you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. Your company will liquidate, will sequestrate, or whatever they're going through. The chairpersons and the board members, they will never tell you that we are bankrupt now, we are about to close in less than a month. You just wake up Tomorrow you go to work, oh no, the roller doors are shuttered and then there's no work. So on top of this high rate of unemployment, we've seen people who went to school and are having serious qualifications, the PhDs and master's degrees, and they are unemployed, and they resort to jobs like security, petrol attendant, cleaners, people who have got qualifications. And you just finish your matric, maybe your father is luckily working for the municipality, makes a plan for you to get a job in the city council, and now all of a sudden you are influenced by your colleagues and everyone else, you go on a strike. It's a risk, and sometimes you're going to learn it the hard way. This is now the reality that how are you going to pay your bond? How are you going to pay for your kids and all of that? So you wouldn't really be able to cover those costs because of just a mere strike. And unions, be careful of unions. I do not trust unions. Anyone who's employed, I will never advise them to join unions. Don't join unions. They are just taking your money. They are the most useless people ever that I've gotten to see. Maybe in the private sector, by the way, it doesn't really work completely. I don't know, in the government, maybe they represent you or whatsoever. I don't know how are the unions going to get this case resolved, because if the Ekurhuleni municipality managers and the HR decides to fire these 400 or 300 and something metropolis officers, there's nothing that will cover. They will run around with the CCMA and all of that. So it's a futile exercise. And you will run dry in your pocket, by the way. So some of these things, you need to think thoroughly before doing them. I even mentioned that you can be a metropolis. Go and report for your duty on your normal shifts. And when you are off, you can sell something just to make an extra income to supplement your salary. One stream of income is very dangerous, and it's depressing, understandably so. But as human beings, we need to take financial literacy lessons where we can learn how to survive as minimalists and how to live within our means, not beyond our means. Thirdly, you need to make sure that at least you have a second or third and fourth stream of income. Anything that you can do legally that will bring an extra income, please do so. And don't try to impress people, to impress your friend and go to Shebins. We can see how, they live their lives when they are off. I know it's a metropolis, they drink there and they are, they regard themselves as, no. Don't live that life. Why are you chasing that life? Be a minimal and be your own competition. Don't compete with your friend, because you're not from the same backgrounds. Some people, they are working because they get bored at home and they're getting paid, they drink all the salary. Some people have got even extended family members that they need to maintain. The reality is that now every one of them is sitting at home like this, thinking, am I still really employed, or I'm no longer going to be employed? The reality kicks in. And the possibility that if you get dismissed there, you might get even 40% of what you are getting there. If you're earning 20K, you might probably earn 6,000, 7,000. Those are the jobs that are readily available if you are lucky to find one, by the way, in this country. South Africa is going through a lot. So I will not actually encourage people to there's no time for protest now. We need to reconstruct and positively so build our country. There's no time for oi, comrade, oi, oi. Those are the useless things. And the unions will never tell you that a strike is one of the most useless and futile exercises. In this day and age, there's YouTube, there's everything, there's internet. You can research about making extra income. You can connect with people. You can attend seminars. You can ask for people to advise you what kind of business you can start. And you don't need $1 million to start a side hustle. Even 1,000 rand, even 500 rand, you can go stock flour and all of that and make fat cookies and sell on the street. By the way, there's an actor who's acting at Uzalo. On her off days from acting, she's selling scones at a taxi rank. So we need to swallow our pride. Don't do that, because you will regret and you will be alone. And the very same people, some people, they are privileged. When they get home, there are taxis, there are businesses, there are everything. So it doesn't really impact on them. But you staying in an apartment that you need to pay 8,000 a month, you need to pay for your kids, you are driving an installment car, and all of that. So it becomes heavier on you. You've got extended family, grannies, and they know that you are working. For the fact that when they discover that you're unemployed, it's a blunder. You're going to lose everything. So my last word is that don't lose everything over nothing. Thank you, spotters, for watching my content. Let's continue engaging. I appreciate the people who watch my content, who engage, and who are reaching out to us and lending a helping hand. We need to constructively build our country, because we can see that people are misleading each other, people are telling each other lies, and politicians are dancing with our psychology. Thank you, squatters. Sharp.